just applying that to this year. And again, like every week's a different learning experience, and just trying to get better each week.
Will it not feel a little awkward in the moment, or hit you differently when you're in the stadium on the opposite sideline than you were last year?
You know, I think just from being in the NFL, you know, I've bounced around so many times, played former co-workers and players I've coached, that it's just something that I'm used to. You know, I think it makes it a little bit more exciting, but I think at the end of the day, once the game starts, it's just ball at the end of the day.
Getting Kamari back this last week, what does he bring? What does he allow you guys to do defensively?
Just the versatility that he brings with the way we can use him at different positions, and just the way he communicates on the back end, just as far as making sure everyone's on the exact same page every single play.
How's this illness outbreak affected preparation?
You know, we have some guys who are in and out, so we've had some guys who have had to hop on Zoom. We obviously have some guys who aren't at practice, so it's going to be big on as far as just getting mental reps, making sure that we're watching tape, making sure that we're locked in in the meeting room.
Has it hit you yet, or you stayed healthy?
It has not. Knock on wood.
Has the offensive staff asked you for any insight into personnel at UCLA?
They have a little bit, yes.
What have you shared with them? What have you shared with them?
I'm going to keep that between us.
And how much did it mean to you, just looking back, you know, when you came over here, and how much did it mean to you that Kamari had enough trust in you that you know, he wanted to come play for you here? And what has it meant to this program just to have him, you know, as a leader in this defensive group?
It meant a lot, you know, when he decided to come here. It meant a ton to me, especially. And just having him here, I felt like jumpstart this entire thing. Just everything that we were able to get accomplished in the spring really helped jumpstart camp, and that helped jumpstart everything that we're doing now. And we were just further ahead with him because of his experience. And then it's been cool just to see him being able to grow now year 2 in this game.
What is it about just him that you feel like, you mentioned the experience, but his attitude, mentality that felt like really jump-started things for even you personally, just installing those
he's a natural football player as far as the way he thinks. He just has a really high IQ. He picks things up well. He doesn't have to get reps on the field. You know, he can take it from the meeting room and then he can go out there and just do it. And there's not a lot of guys that have that skill.
When you look back on a year ago, taking the job, the tough side is obviously leaving the guys you had there and the relationships with that. How tough was that in the moment to reconcile that part of it?
Super tough. You know, that was the hardest part of it. You know, it was great kids, and you know, you're with those kids every single day. You build a relationship with those kids, and when you're in college, it's a little bit different than the NFL because, you know, again, the roster's not changing every single week. So that was definitely the toughest part.
How much can you use your knowledge of UCLA's offensive personnel, given that they're in a different scheme than you saw them in last year?
You know, there's some personnel things that, you know, I can help with, but at the end of the day, it's a different offense, a different scheme. You know, I know their personalities, I know their skill sets, but as far as how they're going to be used is going to be completely different.
Do you keep tabs on some of how the guys you coached last year are doing this year? I know you're busy here, but is that something you do?
You know, I try to, but it's hard. You know, we have a lot going on each week, but I try to just keep up to date with scores and stats.
Dan, when you look at the defense that you inherited, where do you feel like this group is most different now, a year later?
I feel just as far as the way they're playing together. You know, I still feel like the overall execution, the overall fundamentals, and then at the end of the day, me putting them in the right position can get better each week. But I think at the end of the day, when you watch the tape, just them playing together and being on the same page.
Let's do one more.
Who are guys maybe that have stood out even more than you thought they could have when you first got here and kind of first got introduced to the team?
And Devin Tompkins. You know, he stood out in the spring, but if you would have asked me in the spring that he was going to be where he's at now, I wouldn't have thought so. And that's in credit to him, Coach Henderson, Coach Nua. They've all done a great job. I've just been super impressed with just his growth and development.
Thank you, Coach.